Okay. It's Saturday. It's very much Saturday, which means it's an art day. Where's my other... And you're constantly losing your art supplies. Oh, okay. I did put it in there. That's fine. I just needed to know where you was. Okay. Those guys we need for tomorrow. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Don't you be falling. That's the last thing I need. Don't want to be losing the neighborhood here. Okay. Alright, everybody. Welcome to Saturday. It is an art day. And what the fuck just touched me? Oh, it was a cat. Alright, so it's an art day. We're starting a new project today. We're gonna have a bit of a farmy theme, I think. I think the husband and I worked out what we're gonna do. So we're gonna use some of my stencils. And we're gonna see what we can make happen here. This is a 6x6, apparently academic level 1 Artist Loft stretched canvas. That was loud. So we're going to be painting with acrylic. It's one of the canvases I got from that Michael's 70% off stock up sale. Standard weight cotton duck, archival quality, acid-free titanium, acrylic, gesso. I feel like I dropped something. I felt like something hit my leg. Oh well. Fused with acrylic and oils. Let's get that silica gel out of there. That's a lot of extra canvas there. Oh good, this wasn't stapled. I've seen it where they staple this card on there and it's kind of annoying. So since we are back stapled, which means we can do the sides here if we so choose. Come here, Marvin. I need my tape, Marvin. And I might need a ruler. Okay. Want the ruler or do we want the T-square? Well, we know this is 6x6, right? So we can keep everything out of the way. So 3 that way. Is this the 3 or is that the 3? Do I not know how to ruler? I may not know how to ruler. Okay, so the 6 is there. Oh, so maybe that is 3. This would not be the first time that I did not know how to ruler. That might explain a good number of my problems. With trying to measure shit. I'm measuring off the wrong line. I'm like, why didn't it fit? I measured the thingy. That's probably why. Okay. Now, I'm pretty zoomed in because these are small guys, right? So... I don't know if this is quite gonna be right. We will see. How is it? But see, no, that's not right. Because these sides are smaller. How does my dumbass let's see, that line is kind of in the 3. So that line's in the 3. How does it look smaller? Is it just an illusion? No, because this side looks bigger. Let's see when I look at it from this side. Alright, so what if we do that? Is that going to be better? I just need... like, even if they're just somewhat... like, because that just looked drastically off. To the point that that was going to be a problem. Momo, I just took you potty not a half hour ago. It's not time yet. Alright, that's a little better. So it's going to be a little messy until we start getting stuff put in. Okay, now. So, husband and I were talking and we're thinking that we kind of get our chicken guy up in here, right? I'm trying to like center this guy in his little boxy here. Alright, so we're going to use our stencils as a guide because I can't draw farm animals to save my life. So get this kind of worked into here. Apparently, I can't even follow a stencil to save my life either. because I have totally massacred that. Close enough, we get the idea. We'll clean them up as we get there. Alright, so we got Chicken Boy in. Alright. And we're gonna get my little dustless eraser action my ass. No! Shit. Oh, good. It fell in the box. Okay. I thought that had fallen further than I wanted it to. So we got this guy that we're gonna put into here. So I could have gotten started a little bit sooner, but I was trying to figure out what the heck we were gonna do today. Because at first I was like, oh, well, we can do some tissue paper art maybe. And maybe we'll do like a tissue paper sunflower on one of these mini canvases. We can do that. That'll be fun. But then I couldn't get the drawer open that had my tissue paper in it. So I couldn't see what shades of yellow I had. Sorry, husband's doing dishes. So there's gonna be some clanging in the background. Okay, that's an interesting way that went in, so I'm just... Really? So sometimes I don't necessarily agree with how the stencils come out. I will make adjustments. I'm sure it's like supposed to be for like shading and stuff, but okay. So we have our cow, not our cow. We have our chicken and we have our piggy. Now we're gonna have our cow. I should probably do him this way. For some reason, the middle of this is like sunk in. Not really sure why. Alright, so where do we want our cow to sit here? I'd like him to be somewhat level with our chicken, but don't know how much that's going to be quite possible. Alright. So let's get the basic of our cow shape in here. So we're not going to go with just silhouettes. I'm going to try to actually paint them. We'll see how well that works out. No promises on the derpiness of these guys. Next week's art stream might be a little delayed, because we're gonna try to do farmers market next week, because it's junk ranch week. So there's gonna be a lot of people in town, and I don't know how many people are gonna show up for farmers market, but you never know. So we're gonna try if we both feel up to it. I don't know how that's gonna work. But we'll see. We're not gonna go to Junk Ranch itself. Because we didn't apply for a booth, number one. There was one of the junk store antique shop places that did have wall space available. I'm gonna have to take this guy down. How the heck am I gonna get in here? To get all of this traced. That's gonna definitely need some help there. This one. By the time we snickerdoodles. Break. Time we get around to Nisey's tip of the day. Tape your stencils down. Especially if you have a hand twitch. Yep. I have the tape too, I just didn't use it. They had wall space that was $25 a month. And they charged a 10% fee on any sales made, which, you know, fine, fair enough, but at this very moment, we didn't really think that we would, make the money back, and it's not in the greatest high traffic spot in the store, which might be why that space is 25. I don't know if it's flat 25 for everybody, or if they just, that was the size of it, so.
The one that was down that one row wasn't too bad in viewership rate, but the other one that was on the opposite side and in the dark.
Yeah, that one was kind of a shit deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 letters. So would you put farm on one side and fresh on the other? And have the 4 joining in the middle separate them? Or would you put the F in the middle of where all the corners meet?
I'm sorry. What's the second option?
So there's 9 letters on this banner. 2 words. Where all the 4 corners meet in the middle. Would you separate the words there? Or would you put the F on the word fresh?
That is something you'd have to decide. I can't decide that one for you.
It's gonna be off center. I was originally gonna do the whole stencil. Husband thinks we should just do the words farm fresh. Now we can clean these letters up with paint or a Sharpie. I would use my new ones that I got, but they're not water resistant. I mean, they're water resistant, not waterproof. And I tried for 2 days to do water on top of them, and it kept bleeding and smearing, so like that wasn't gonna work. Now that I'm looking at the stencil, I don't know that I understand how to paint it. So like, how do I paint this stencil? Hi, Momo. Or is it? Oh, how do I paint this? I don't know. Hold on, buddy. You gotta give me just a minute. Because Mom needs to look at this. I will get you in just a minute. We're not going out for grass, though. So, if that's... Is this like a back corner? And like, this is a shadow? I don't understand that. You know what? How about we take it off? Because now that I'm like trying to parse this, now that it's down on the canvas, it ain't making sense. How about we just go with the box? The box is making sense to my brain. Hang on, Momo. I'm not ignoring you. Because that's strange. Okay. So, yeah, I guess it'll be more simple than I had originally started out with, but alright. Okay, puppy is demanding potty. Or something here, so give me 1 second. Let me find our... puppy potty break. Okay. Alright, I will be right back. I'm gonna run an ad while I am gone. Be back in, should be under 5 minutes, hopefully. Okay. Alright, so I've got my color wheel up over there. Alright, so we weren't sure how to go about this. And I'm thinking... Hold on a second. I will be right back, you guys. Okay, maybe if we can, like, not have any more interruptions. That would be super helpful. Move my tape. Alright, so get this one in there. Alright, so I'm just kind of trying to thicken up this line we should thicken it up on both sides before I move it. Like, that would be helpful. What's the matter?
Nothing. She was trying to find a pepper.
Why does she need pepper right now? Like, right fucking now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dinner's not for another, I don't know how long. Okay, that's probably good enough there. Doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I still might tape those off, I don't know yet. Alright, I would like to get a slightly sharper point on that. Okay. So the husband and I were talking. I'm like, well, what am I gonna do in the background? So we're thinking like eggy bits. Do I want to go up and down? Or do we want to be on a diagonal? Or do we just want them random? That's a good question. Shit. I don't know. We could do them up and down. They could be just kind of random, I suppose. Let me grab my other ruler. I need the smaller one. Yeah, I need the smaller one for this. Okay. So, oh, maybe we need the T-square if we're gonna go, or do we just want to be like diagonal for each? No, should we be diagonal? It would break up the up and downiness of it all. Okay. So if we do that, right? We also need to figure out how much diagonal we want in here. Today is gonna be all sorts of firsty things here. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. For distance, and I know it's not going to be quite right. But I am just trying to figure stuff out here as we go. Okay, so that's a little close, I think. That's probably a little better. That in there. So you think the products on an angle in each?
That's up to you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought it might break up the stiffness of it, maybe? Alright, it's not going to be 100% perfect. But maybe something along those lines. So it's the first time we're painting this many farm animals, and also gonna be first time that we're painting animal products. So now do we want them on an angle, or do you just want them going down? How the fuck do you draw bacon? Is it like just a squiggle?
Essentially, yes.
So
It's a squiggle with an outer edge of white, and like one side has a thicker edge of white.
we get that. I mean, I'm just kind of figuring out placement here. We'll be able to do a better job when we go to paint that in. So we don't have to worry about our hands being too unsteady for that, right? Alright, so this guy. And yes, the animals look a little strange because we stenciled them on there just to kind of make it go a little bit faster. So we're not here all day getting just one of these guys in. Okay, so this is this guy here. I think that line might have been a little off, but that's okay. I have no idea what we're gonna do for the corn. Russell was thinking like the little corn nibbies themselves. I can't really draw popcorn. I've not really tried. What would they just be, like, kind of like octopus shapes without the arms?
Yeah, it would be a square with a bulbous rounded edge.
No, if I tried to do popcorn.
Popcorn would be a circle with a couple other circles coming off of it.
So kind of like an octopus without the arms? Like stubby arms?
I guess.
So popcorn would kind of be like a slightly bigger circle and like 3 smaller circles?
Yeah, basically. And then not have the lines between them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kind of like little, like squishy little jelly fish, kind of. Kind of, sort of. So we will get this guy. Some little squiggly guys. Now, I wasn't sure what color these were all going to be, but they might all end up being some kind of light blue in the background. That might work out the best for like our contrasty colors based off of the colors that these are going to be. Kind of deal. So I'm just trying to sort of take our diagonally line across to there. And like these will probably end up changing shape as we go to paint them in. I'm just kind of giving myself an idea of where they are gonna go. So I'm not sure what day it is, but I think at some point this weekend it is Zortsmas. So make sure you guys go and tell Zorts the Goblin happy Zortsmas. I'm terrible with dates, so I don't remember which day it actually is. I don't know if any of us actually know the exact date of Zortsmas. But it's at some point this weekend. And if he puts up a poll for what cringy game he should play for meeting his first goal, Hello Kitty Island, you guys. I've never played it, but I would love to see him play it. Because it looks super cutesy and totally not something that he would normally play. So I would love to see that. That's going up that way. I'm gonna have to get my kneaded eraser out just to clean up some of this graphite. It's not technically pencil lead anymore, is it? I don't think they use lead anymore. They might have used lead when we were in school, but I can't remember for certain. I think nowadays they've switched it to graphite. I would think. Maybe not. Or maybe it's been graphite longer than I know of. Which is also possible. So these guys can be a couple different shapy shoes. They don't have to be any one specific shape. They can be a little jagged and misshapen and stuff. Again, I'm just kind of sketching these in so I have an idea of potential placement. I don't even know what color these guys are gonna end up being. I might do less of them. I don't think I can possibly do more of them, but we might do a few less. And how about we do one on our corner here, and then we do one more there, and then we'll have one there. Okay. Got my hands all filthy and smeary. Good, good. Okay, so let's clean up the inside of the piggy. Alright. I'd like to know how these are dustless erasers. they lie. 100%. %. So I know that this looks agonizingly tiny, but I've actually found it's easier to find edges to get a cleaner erase line when I cut chunks off of my big eraser. It doesn't seem as bulky. So this is just a piece off of the main plastic guy. Just a little bit easier to work with, actually. I like the eraser sticks in the little holders. But I don't have any refillables for the ones I have. That's why I'm just kind of making do with this for the moment. Husband and I did some finance looking. We managed to find some funds to donate to Zortz's charity stream this weekend. Okay, so these guys, we're gonna do some eggies. I've never drawn an egg. Should it be a fried egg or a whole egg?
Sorry, what?
Should we do a whole raw egg or should we do like a cooked egg?
Oh, either one would do.
Now that I'm thinking about it, since we're doing bacon and popcorn, it might be weird to do.
Yeah, if you're doing popcorn, you're doing cooked food, then yeah.
So what, that's just like a little white blobby and like a yellow blobby in the middle, right? I mean, it's either that or we do drumsticks, but but I've never painted a drumstick before. Not that I've ever painted bacon before either. We might be doing too many. We might need to tone it down here. Okay, so this is gonna get brought over that way. Alright. We'll take that line there. And that line there. I'm sorry if you didn't like my drumstick talk. I was sort of joking. But, you know, it's the way things go on a farm. Usually animals that money is expended for to feed them and house them end up going to someone's dinner table. That is just the way farm life works. In some way, shape, or form. That stuff in the grocery store came from a farm. Oh, I've got all sorts of graphite, pencil lead, whatever you want to call it, all over the fingies. Really? They're playing this song again? Sorry, you guys can't hear it. I feel like we just did this song. In fact, I'm certain we just did this song because I've been traumatized by this song. Because they made us sing it at our 8th grade graduation, of all things. We wanted to do another song, but they wouldn't let us. Because last year's class did that one. And I'm like, so? This is what we wanted to do. Nope, you gotta pick a different one. And I think we were like refusing to pick one, so they picked one for us. Which is how I think we ended up with this song, because they wanted it to be like serious. Okay. Say my hands are filthy already. My goodness. Alright. This might be a little busy, so that's why I'm thinking we might need to tone down how much we are putting in the background. But I don't know. I'll have a better idea once we get in here. And start painting everything in. So I am gonna do the sides a bit here, because this is a wrapped frame. So it doesn't necessarily have to be framed. There's a wrapped wooden frame on the canvas. Stretcher bars. Okay, let's get this top section. filled into here. So like I said, this is just to get our idea down. I may or may not do the same amount here. Okay, now for the thing that I've never, ever even attempted. So you said steaks for the cow?
That would be my argument, yeah. Or hamburgers if you can't do steaks.
I've never drawn a steak before, so I don't know how to shape it.
It has the outer shape of an ear, and it's all red with the outer rim and a little circle of white.
Okay. So, like, jagged or smooth? Jagged or smooth? Does it matter? You said like an ear. And I have a circle of white in the middle, like, or in part of it.
Like it's in the middle of a thick section.
So kind of like a orange wedge?
No, it's like
Let me have a look here. Okay, so it's basically. Here, I'll do a little. You can erase this, right? Yeah.
A little bit. It doesn't fully erase.
Oh, good enough. So it's basically like it's like a lobe.
Oh, here, I have scrap paper if you want to do that.
Oh, okay. Alright, so it's basically like a lobe coming out. Okay, so it's like an ear.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the section here that connects. You've got the big section and you got the little section. There's a circle here.
Your arm's blocking it, so I can't see what the fuck you're drawing.
Okay. Okay. Well, no, I can only do so much there.
So it's like a lima bean.
No. Because there's no inner curve, so it's like. So you got a little lobe and it gets bigger here. And this is me drawing awkwardly because I can't reach, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all rounded.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's a smaller half and a bigger half.
Uh-huh.
The bigger half has a circle. Smaller than that even, really. Okay. So the edge would be all in white.
Uh-huh.
And the circle itself would be white with red in the middle of the circle and red throughout the rest of it.
Okay.
Do you want to try it on the scrap again?
I'm probably gonna have to. 'Cause...
Okay, except you put the circle in the small part. Okay, draw a curve. Okay, draw the outer curve of the ear. Okay, draw the big upper lobe. Now, swing it out to a smaller. There you go.
Yeah, so like a deformed lima bean.
Well, that's not what you drew. So, and you've got the circle in the big section.
It looks like a little wormy guy.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't look like a steak. Maybe you should try hamburgers, hon.
maybe you should do hamburgers instead.
mean, it might look better once it's colored.
Check Discord.
Check Discord.
Yep. Ignore the colors and everything, but that's the vague shape.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what I'm drawing. I'm limited by space because I have to tinify it. Yeah, that's as good as it's gonna get from me.
It's almost a steak.
Like I said, it's just like the outline. Because I'm not gonna go into that much detail.
Still think you should try hamburgers then.
And I think it'll look more steak-like once we get it painted. There's really only so much I can do on a wobbly textured surface. Especially with me trying to tinify it. The way my brain likes to backwards things. Okay. So let me get this out of the way. As I am making a right old mess, smearing everything. So it kind of looks like a backwards rounded off New Jersey. I know the husband's gonna deeply disagree with me with that, but Okay. So we kind of have our shapes drawn out there. Kind of, sort of. I'm going to put that up there so I don't lose it because it's clear on this desk. Alright. Don't know if I'm necessarily going to need the tape after all. I mean, we might. But at the same time, I don't know because it's not straight, right? I'd have to cut it into smaller pieces. To even, yeah, no. I think it's gonna work out worse if I try to do it that way. I would have to put it on the inside edge, and that won't be until we are well and truly done. Can you please give this dog some grass time, because I'm gonna lose my ever-loving mind.
Hi, Momo.
He's not taking no for an answer today.
Hi, buddy. Have you finally driven Mommy mad? Yeah. Have you finally driven Mommy mad?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Gonna go chill outside in your summer coat? Yeah? Yeah? Oh my goodness. You look so skinny now.
He doesn't understand that Mommy's busy. And we can't do that right
Mommy's
now.
so busy she can't pay attention to Puppy. Second-class citizen.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Are you even surprised?
Alright, so I had to get the kneaded eraser out. I mean, it's taken us over an hour to get this fleshed out, and that was because we had to take a puppy potty break already.
Oh my goodness, you're such a trial being cute and all.
You know what? You're not doing anything live on stream. You could, you know, help a girl out and take the dog out. Sorry, I am mildly annoyed. Since he's just sitting there playing Diablo, he could take the dog out for me. Alright, so I'm just kind of using our kneaded eraser here. I didn't draw our popcornies in on that side. I mean, it doesn't have to get drawn in. Oh, I didn't draw their steakies either on the top. I got the ones on the other sides. Okay. It's probably as good as we're gonna get with the kneaded eraser. I've heard that you can clean these with Dawn dish soap. But at the same time, they're like $1. I have to go to Dollar Tree, I think, on Tuesday. So we need to get foam board to make our sign for our table. case we do actually make it to Farmer's Market next Saturday. Okay. So, we have to figure out here. Actually, I'm gonna tuck this away right now so I don't lose them. So we have to figure out what we want our base color to be here. Probably go. What do we want our bottom color to be? Probably some sort of brownish. Trying to see what color browns I've got here. I'm gonna go with, like, I still want to be able to see my lines though. So hopefully this will work. Get the dried bits off of there. Woo! I almost dropped the paint bottle. That wouldn't have been good. You know what? If we're gonna do a base wash on this guy, probably should do our shapies. On our edges there, just so I don't lose anything. In our wash here. I don't know if this is a little bit outside of my capabilities, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try. We might make those a little bit smaller or bigger. We'll see. How that goes. Alright, everybody else is on their edges. Alright. So let's see here. I'm gonna grab a big fluffy brush. Okay, I've seen some people wet the underside of their canvas. I don't know if it's really gonna help us here. I feel like it's just gonna make a mess and make the stretcher bars wet. But we'll give it a shot. Oh, that's the wrong end of the paintbrush. Good job. Okay. So I did get 2 of these lids scraped up. And that's a powerful spray there. And wiped down. I could just, you know, get our actual cup of water here. Might be a little more productive. So I want this to be very, very washy. So we don't lose all of our pencil here. As we are making a mess and flicking paint everywhere. I'll get a tissue and probably wipe the bulk of this color up. Off the palette here. So just kind of doing this so it covers the white of our canvas here. It'll make it a little bit easier in the long run. To see where we haven't painted. And it should also give it a slightly different tone. I'm getting little paint flecks. I didn't clean this lid that well, apparently, since I am finding little bits of the other colors still stuck to it. I want this very, 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 very watered. So that we can see through it. Now it might take a minute for this guy to dry here. Don't know if we'll need to grab the heat gun. The fan might suffice. But I guess if we want it really good and truly dry, we could grab the heat gun. I just don't have room for the heat gun at the moment. I'll have to move some stuff. Since that guy is gonna need room to cool off. Alright. Let me rinse our brush here. We're actually getting down to starting to paint. and 20 minutes later. Like, you have to plan the things first, right? So... Okay, so let's dry that brush off. Looks relatively clean, as far as I can tell. I just have a wash rag that has been through the wringer. I think our washing machine tried to eat it, based off of how it looks. I have no other explanation for how it ended up with a hole in it. Okay, that's just water. We're gonna use to wipe up all of this, or we're gonna try. It's not a very absorbent wash rag, is it? Alright, so set that to the side and grab a tissue. And I'm gonna clean up all of this. So that under painting base coat that we just kind of threw down was, what was that? That was moccasin brown. Keep all of our trash in one spot here. Alright, so we're just waiting on this to finish drying enough for us to get started here. So I'm not sure if we want to do our background first, or if we want to do the picture and then paint the background in around it. I'm kind of leaning towards that. So this isn't quite dry yet. See if I can get some air fanned on this. I would grab the heat gun, but like I said, I don't really have room for it right now. I've got like a bunch of bottles of paint on the desk here. This should only take a minute or so. Just to get this down enough. Like, as long as it doesn't decide to start blending, we're good. That might be good enough. Alright, so this is, what is this? This is Lily Pad. And this time through, we're not going to be as watered down as we were with the last one. The last one needed a certain degree of watering down to it. Just for what we were doing and how we were doing it. Can you check that food? Okay, so we've got this leaf. Kind of chilling out here. And I think I might need to take a look at our stencil just to make sure that we're... Oh, don't forget the baked potatoes have to go in a half an hour.
Half an hour? Okay.
Or you can put them in now if you prefer.
Okay.
So I think I'm just gonna join these guys together. There's no reason why they can't really be joined together. Not really. Like, if they want to be friends, they can be friends. So like I said, the stencil was just more of a guideline for us here. For how we were gonna approach things today. And to give us a little bit of inspiration. Let's see, we've got that color. I've also got the foliage green. I think I might come in with a little bit of the foliage. Green here. And maybe we kind of outline our leafy guy. So that lily pad is still kind of sort of pretty wet there. So I'm not sure how well that's gonna translate over. So since these are sort of our base colors, I'm probably just gonna like base fill it in and then come back. To get that to more of what we're looking for here. Okay. Like, I kind of understand the idea of the underpainting. Like, I kind of get it. Sometimes I'm not sure how much it's really worth it. It kind of depends on, I guess, your mood, really. Like, you certainly wouldn't have to if that's not what you're feeling. Like, I kind of get that it's gonna change the feel of your upper colors, right? Because depending on how transparent they are, right, it'll change how they're gonna feel. I painted this one backwards to how I painted the other one. I mean, we're not going for super stellar realistic painting here. That's for certain. But I'm trying to get a little bit in here. You know, a little bit of shading where possible. To pick out our shapes, which are probably going to be a little bit harder to see now. With, bless you, bless you, with our wash on here. You can kind of see a little bit of it, I think. Okay, but we might actually come back in and add some line work. So this guy. So do you think I should outline everything in Sharpie when I'm done?
I would say no. But
Or
that's
just
up to you.
like the separator thingy and the
Yeah.
banner in the middle? So this is still our foliage green here. Okay, so I'm gonna scrape off some of that. Come back into our lily pad. Now I haven't bothered cleaning the brush yet. Not so sure we really needed to just yet. I mean, these colors were gonna be mixing together anyway. But I did kind of work in that color over here just a little bit, so it had a fighting chance of shining through here. Of course, the obvious solution to that is if you really want that to shine through a bit more, just wait until that darker color is a bit drier. That was totally a mistake on my part there. Grabbing the dark color again, I didn't want to do that necessarily just yet. So hope everybody's having a good Saturday. We're having an okay Saturday. We might be streaming Diablo later tonight. Depends on how the husband's feeling after dinner. He didn't sleep that great last night, so I don't know as of right now what we're doing. Kind of depends on how things stand after dinner. Okay, I've just rinsing out my brush here. So what was that? We did lily pad and foliage. I'm gonna set those guys up there. And I want a slightly lighter color. I think we'll go with, who is this? This lime? Yeah. Grab just a little bit. Of our lime. If I can stop fumbling everything. Just to kind of get some lighter strands running through our leaf here. So depending on how picky you are, this could take a little bit of back and forth. To get that down to where you want it to be. So I'm just kind of grabbing that lily pad again. Just so we can blend that lighter green into it just a little, because it looked a little striking. A little too striking for me. This is going to be our block that has our corn in it. Or at least our attempt at corn. We'll see how it goes here. That's not too terrible. Grabbing a bit more of this. So see, when we don't water this stuff down and we use it straight, it doesn't take as many coats to fill in. It can take a couple depending on the shade though, don't get me wrong. we also tend to not take up quite as much room on our plate, palette, whatever you're using, by not watering it down. So, you know, that's helpful. Now, if you find it's a little thick and it's not really coming off your brush real well, you can add a couple drops of water to it. You know, you do what you need to do to get it to where it's workable for you. Alright, that's not so bad for leaves. That's not so bad at all. Alright, so we're just gonna rinse that. I don't think we have anything else that's green on here. Okay, so now we have to figure out our corn colors. I'm probably gonna go with the darker yellow to at least get our base shape in here. Oh, I thought you guys had seen my foobar on the paint plate. I forgot we're super zoomed in today. I'll have to remember to zoom that out for tomorrow. I think we were on 220 zoom. For the needle felt. So we're gonna lose a little bit of our stencil job here, and that's okay, because it was more so for inspiration. To give us a jumping off point, because I wasn't really sure how I wanted to approach this today. Like I said, I was originally thinking we'd do some tissue paper art, but I couldn't get the drawer open. I'm not sure why that drawer is stuck. But I also didn't have the energy to fight with it right now, so I was like, alright. I was like, you know what, we also need to use up some of our paint. The paper's not going to dry out any more than it already is. But our paint does have a clock ticking on it. So to speak. Okay, now that's probably going to end up getting a second coat on that guy. So I'm just kind of following the outer edge of our little corn niblet circles that we traced out from the stencil. I will say I'm pretty proud of my corn leaves. My corn huskies. Those didn't come out half bad. Considering I've never painted a corn before. Certainly shucked my fair share of it. Between the pigs eating it. Like eating the corn leaves. And shucking it for my mom to eat. Time is it? Oh, can you put them in now? Sweetie?
Hmm?
Can you put the potatoes in?
Oh, thank you. Yes.
425.
Mm-hmm.
And they get the stabby stabs.
Yep. I remember.
Well, I wasn't sure. Sometimes you forget. Alright, so we're gonna get our base coat of our nubby nub section in here. I'm going with a darker yellow to start. I probably could have gotten away with one drop of paint. Like one squeeze bottle drop, not like a literal drop. But it is what it is at this point.
I'm sorry, double checking temperature.
I said 425. See, I remind him and then he goes, I know. Okay. Meow. Not sure if Little was meowing at me or meowing at birds at the window bird feeder. Like, we have the window shut because it is hot out and the allergies are god awful. Although I feel a little bit better about my allergy situation. Because apparently when my mom went to the doctor, he gave her like Flonase, Claritin. She was getting like all the things. He goes, yeah, even people that don't generally have nasal allergies have been getting hit hard lately. And Russell like, oh, okay, we feel a little bit better about that. So it's not just us. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry for a minute. I'm gonna wait to add the yellow to our chicken eggies in the background till we get up there, I think. I mean, doing so now would save us from wasting some paint. But I'm not sure the size of them yet. I just kind of drew stuff in. I don't know if I'm going to go bigger than that or smaller. Well, I don't think we can go smaller. But, I think I might want to go a little bit, might go a little bit bigger on them. I don't know. Like, I don't want them to be too off proportion to the other stuff, right? So I'm just kind of fanning that dry a little bit. Just to speed it up. The leaves look pretty good though. Pretty happy with those. Because this paint, if you're trying to put it down on still that paint, is going to start pulling the other paint up a bit. So if you need to get that second coat in there, you really need the first layer to dry first. Like, as much as you can. And if you're impatient and you don't have a heat gun or a fan or anything, then you might just have to work in a separate section until it's dry enough. To come back and layer up. Now, I know we worked on our corn leaves while they were still a bit wet, and I added a little bit more of different shades of green to keep it a little bit wetter, but that's because I was trying to blend in some of our highlighty friends. This guy, I want him to be a bit darker on the bottom. Before we start coming back in. Now, husband and I might be streaming Diablo tonight, but Zortzel's also going to be streaming. Raising money for Special Olympics. I don't know what he's doing tonight. But I think he's going to start at either 6 or 7 Eastern. Last night he started, I think, at 6 Eastern? Oh, maybe it was 7 Eastern. I don't remember, but it'll be one of those. And last night he was playing some Baldur's Gate 3. I don't think he ever switched games last night. So I don't know what he's doing tonight. I don't think he knows yet. I think he's just gonna wing it. So that'll dry a little bit darker, and it'll look a little darker because of the brown underneath. But like the craft paint doesn't do half bad. And yeah, it might need a couple of coats depending on the shade you're working on. But it's not so bad. I've seen artist grade paint that needed a couple of coats, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so we might actually use both of these yellows. So this is macaroni yellow. The yellow we used first was bright yellow. Cheap viewers on ... Yeah, okay. Well, that's nice. I'm glad that you decided to be a first-time chatter, Julian, but we're just gonna have to go ahead and ban you. And if the husband would go ahead and report that, that would be great. But I don't know if he's listening.
Just don't know how to do it.
Click their name and then maybe the 3 dots next to it. Yeah. So that would be super great and helpful.
There you go.
Thank you. Somebody's bot isn't working properly. Because it's not putting the links in. Oh, that was a thick boy there. Alright. So I'm just gonna kinda do some dotty guys in here. Oh, we could get the dot tools. But that would be really super uniform. Where's that other yellow? We should probably be working these guys at the same time. Alright, so this is... who is this? This is citrus yellow. So we're just gonna kind of go back and forth here. With our 2 different yellow guys. Unless we end up deciding to do all 3. I don't know, what do you think? Should we dot all 3 yellow shades into here?
Hmm?
Should we dot all 3 yellow shades into here?
Give me a second.
Or should we just...
Yeah, I would say yes.
This might be one of those situations that I have to take a black pen in there. And draw our little corny nibs. But then it's gonna look weird if they're the only ones kinda drawn in. I guess we're gonna have to see how things look. Once we get everybody situated here. So just kind of dabbing that in places. Now I know you're like, well, what was the point of painting those bottom layers if you're just gonna do this? That was just so we had a solid background of the right color. So that we could splotchy this. I mean, it's that or we redo it. And we just kind of randomly paint our blobs in and use white to separate everybody. But this might work out a little better. So I'm just kind of using a blank spot on my paint plate here to wipe off the excess of each color without actually rinsing our brush here. As best as we can. I'm not even sure if those different colors are really coming across there. I mean, it's not so bad. It's not really what I was envisioning, though. I know it's a little sloppy on the edges. We'll clean that up. When, we do the background on them. So do you think that looks okay, or do I need to,
Huh?
do you think that looks okay, or do I need to actually outline the little corny nibs?
It's recognizably corn, so I suppose it fulfills that objective.
But what would you do?
Hmm?
But what would you do?
I would honestly outline the nibs. I would outline them just because it doesn't look right otherwise.
Okay.
But that's me.
Would you do that in pen or would you do that in paint?
Do that in what?
Pen or paint?
I don't know. That's a physical media question. Whatever you can do relatively thin, I think.
Okay. Would you go black or white?
Black.
Okay. It's just not hitting right. I think without the outline. Now I'm still gonna tap in the color variation. I think we need that. And like I said, I'm not gonna worry too much about the outer edge yet, because that is going to get cleaned up. When we do our background color, the bit that I really want to be mindful of is this section, like right up on our leaves. I think that's going to be the hardest part here to keep cleaned up on that edge, because I had to go back and clean up the edge on the other one. There, so get a little bit more of our dark one, just kind of splotch in here and there. Alright. I'm gonna clean it off in between corns just to keep the brush from getting too gunky. and I'm just tapping this color in. So it'll give it a little bit more of an unevenness. Which is what I'm looking for in here. Alright, so we'll just kind of splotch this other guy in a bit randomly. And we'll grab our dark color again. We'll drop some splotchies of you in. Okay. So now I need to figure out our color on our popcorny guys, and I think I know the color I want. I just don't know if I have it out. Specific shade. Okay, we'll go with these two guys. I am more than likely done with this color though. That color can go back into there. Alright. Sorry, I didn't think we'd be using a navy blue here, so. Alright, so this is vanilla cream and a sunshine yellow. So there is the sunshine yellow. Make sure you shake these real good. And that's the vanilla cream. So it's kind of like a beigey color. For the most part. So this is why I said I didn't know we were gonna go smaller or bigger on these pieces because I wasn't sure of my ability to paint them, and I'm thinking maybe I should have did this backwards. Maybe we should have made this the sunshine yellow. With the vanilla cream touches on it, and that might be what we end up doing. So that was a test piece. But we'll probably outline these guys too. Quite possibly. Kind of how I'm leaning towards at the moment. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. And that you're able to get some weekendy things done that you wanted to get done. Even if that is just chilling on the couch or in bed. Try to eat though. Eating's important. As Momo can attest to. Momo knows all about eating. And he could tell you all of the nummy delicacies about eating grass, apparently. Because he's not satisfied. And wants to go back out again. Unless that's Zuzu. I'm not sure who it is.
It's Zuzu.
It kind of looks like it wants to rain here, or it did earlier. I don't know what it's looking like right now. I've kind of lost my diagonals here. A little bit. But that's bound to happen. This citrus yellow has a slight green tinge to it. And I did not realize that until I got it on here up against these other guys. And I'm not quite sure what I want to do about that. Unless we just mix these two straight up. Which we could. Let's see, this color is very transparent, which is why I'm kind of laying it on the way I am. So I'm putting it down a little bit thicker, so like, yeah, from back here it does look like it has a green tinge to it. Actually, now that I'm looking at it on the palette, I can see it. A bit more. I'm not real sure how I want to handle that. I have another lighter yellow. That's called Banana Cream. And I almost think I want to grab that now. Because now I'm not real happy with this color. But at the same time, that banana cream's pretty light, so I kind of need to figure out what this bottom color is going to be before I grab it. So at least everybody's a little bit more uniform. These popcorn shapes are kind of forgiving. For the most part. So I'm thinking if we end up outlining the corn nibbies, we're probably just going to need to outline everything. Just so it's not quite so weirdly placed here. You know? So let me clean off my brush. Let me grab the other thing of paint. I will be right back. Well, it looks like I don't have that color, which is interesting. Oh wait, that wasn't a citrus, that was a sunshine. Why does that sunshine yellow look so green? I don't know. Alright, well, I'll tell you what. We'll keep going with the sunshine yellow. And we'll add the vanilla cream on top of it. That's really all we can do. At this point. Since I can't find the other color, I might be misremembering. I don't think I used all of that color up. Maybe I'm remembering having it a different painting adventure? Or it's just vanished amongst, there we go, the other painty guys. Which, while that burns my ass that I can't find it, I don't want to spend any more time trying to find it today. Some of these are kind of just like blobs. And you know what? That's okay. Because popcorn is kind of blobby. This is kind of like a little blobby monster. It can have 2 little guys, it can have 3 little guys. So I'm trying to follow my sketchy lines at least a little bit, but the sketchy lines don't really matter a whole heap ton. Because they were just kind of an approximation. This guy. Really wasn't sure if I wanted to do background first or these guys first, because it was gonna make the background a little more challenging. To get in here. But I guess if we have to do some touchy ups, then we'll have to do some touchy ups. guess it's just looking a little greenish because of the brown underneath of it. I did not realize that it had gotten quite so late on us. I was kind of hoping to be a little bit further on this guy, but at the same time, I'm not surprised we're not all that much further. Like, it's not that surprising. Not super hugely. So just having our popcorny shapes kind of going off the bottom edge there. And I'm going to grab some of our vanilla cream here. Doesn't look very creamy. And it doesn't look very vanilla-y. Looks a little grayish, honestly. Looked a little more yellow in the bottle. Which is why you probably want to swatch your stuff. No matter what it is, be it colored pencil or marker. Or whatever kind of paint it is that you've decided to use. Not really sure if you can swatch oil paint. I mean, I'm sure with some effort you could. Alright. So I'm coming back over the citrus yellow. Sunshine yellow, excuse me. Citrus was a different one. And just kind of putting in that vanilla cream over top of it. And if it blends with any of the yellow that might still be wet, great. If it doesn't, that's fine also. Just to kind of give us a slightly different shade here. I mean, I probably could have mixed these two together. But doing it this way, if they mix in some parts, gives us a slight color variation. I don't know what it is about this time of day, but even on the weekend the traffic starts picking up. They were supposed to be repaving some roads that they've been doing water pipe work on. And I don't know if they ever really got started yesterday, because I thought the road that they were starting with was a different road. Russell said he saw something going on down there somewhere. But we also had some showers off and on yesterday. They were supposed to be done on Monday, because people were all in a tizzy about it interfering with junk ranch traffic next weekend. But it's supposed to be done during the week. We will see, I suppose. Now, we're not gonna go to Junk Ranch. Number one, I don't know if there's an admission fee, or a parking fee. But we don't really have any money to spend at Junk Ranch anyway. And I don't think my mom really wants to go. Although I don't know if she really knows about it. But it's probably gonna be hot. I think it's out in the middle of a field. I don't know. And if we do go, I'm gonna have to cancel stream next week. I don't think we're going. At least as of right now, I don't believe we are. Should that change, I will let you know as I put my fingers in wet paint. Good job. Really? He's cutting his grass again? Although, to be fair, we never finished ours. That's truck guy, right?
Yeah. I don't know why the hell he's cutting.
It didn't look that long.
I don't even know why the hell is he cutting?
I don't know.
Well, he's welcome to it.
We didn't finish ours, though, so... Did we? No. Yes. No. I don't think we did. No, maybe you did. Did you finish?
Huh? What?
Did you
No.
finish? No, I didn't think you did. The section that didn't get finished wasn't all that noticeable that it hadn't been finished. Okay, so we can kind of see. Of course, there's where my fat fingers got into the paint. I was trying to sit this guy down. at least that's just on the side. And it shouldn't be really noticeable once we get the other colors popped into here. I'm hoping to get all of this in place. Before I grab the other color here. We'll see. If that's gonna quite work out there. But I think I just put my hand in the finish coat of the popcorn on the other edge, so that's great. Okay. So I'm gonna grab our browny whitey gray color here. Start laying that guy in. Although that just kind of became quite a large blob there. So every so often I am kind of scraping off the extra. Where we can. Like after we get some build up on there. Just to kind of keep it down to a minimum. What is she doing out in the fridge? She's up to something out there. That one. And we just have a couple more on the side here. just don't want us getting a little too gunky. Or it makes it hard to get the color off the brush without being too sloppy. Alright. And we'll get this guy popped into here. And I am still working on the speed felt. I'm editing. I have about a half an hour on the first live stream to get through still. I think the husband's halfway through his edit. On episode 10. I'm working on episode 11. So I mean, that's not so bad. Well, you know what? Actually, I think we'll stop there because it is getting late. And pigs need to eat before we eat dinner. So, but not bad. We got our layout in place, although we can't see much of it at the moment, but we've got that in place. And that took a little bit of time to sketch all of that in. And we've gotten started on our bottom square there. So we're not off to half a bad start. Tonight, were you wanting to stream tonight or no?
Hmm?
Were you wanting to stream tonight or
Yeah,
no?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so we should be back tonight, maybe around 7 p.m. Central-ish, to do some more Diablo leveling with our, what is it, Mage Rogue combo? Technically Sorcerer Rogue combo. So we'll pick back up with those guys. But I'm actually kind of hopeful of how this is gonna come out so far. It's not anything that I normally do, but also kind of is. We'll see. It's kind of cute. We won't have it done in time for the giveaway next weekend, but that's alright. We'll see how it goes. So I will see you guys either tonight for Diablo or tomorrow for needle felting. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Don't forget to go tell Zort's Happy Zortsmiths on his stream tonight. And any retweets and likes of his stream would be fantastic, as he is streaming to raise money for the Special Olympics this weekend in honor of his late dad. So we'll be back tonight after dinner, and I hope to see you guys then, and until next time.